Welcome to Calvin, the Digital Creative School. Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? This is pretty exciting. I'm back on Linux now, and so this is a big premiere test if everything works. So you guys need to let me know if anything doesn't work out, because yeah, this is all new for me. I mean, I've been on Linux on Pop! OS before as my main driver, but I had like a kernel after an update, like a big kernel error that broke the whole operating system, so I switched back to Windows for a bit. But I hope now that I'm on Ubuntu that I don't get those big crashes anymore. Let's see. I can see that my webcam is lagging a little bit. I can probably fix that, but maybe not right now. Right now I want to focus on student submissions. Oh, Fen, what's up? What's up, what's up? Roberto, that must be you, right? Ah, thank you, thank you. I cut my hair myself. I made it myself. Wait, does my full webcam work? Oh, no, it doesn't work. Okay, I'll need to fix that for later. Okay, so let us begin with a submission that Strax sent in. Strax, if you are watching, you can just join the live stream on Discord and we can work on your submission together. Let me just quickly check it out. I was I was working on setting up the live stream on Linux until the last minute here. So I'm a little bit unprepared, but let's figure it out together. Okay, Strax here. Let's download that. Damn, sick haircut. Thanks, Winterdeck Studios. I made it myself, if you haven't heard it already. Oh, something I want to show you guys. Just one little thing. I'll just switch to my desktop already, because I want to show you my cool Linux setup. Here you go, desktop scene. And something that I find really cool is, like, I've found a bunch of extensions, right? And one extension that I found is that wobbly windows. So when I move windows around, they wobble around like jelly, and I find that very fun, very satisfying. Yeah, I got a bunch of different stuff too that I cannot show because I'm showing my second monitor, and the other stuff is on my first monitor. But yeah, it's pretty fun. Just snap stuff here. It's all wobbly. What I also really like about Linux is that holding down the Windows key and then left clicking on any window just lets you drag it. It doesn't matter where you click on it. I think that makes so much sense. It makes so much easier to manage your windows. And also with Windows and middle mouse button, it lets you resize windows super quickly without having to, like, go into the exact corner and then clicking it. So yeah, it's kind of like very smart about managing windows, which I really like. Animation doesn't work out. You've got a great backup as a barber. Yeah, maybe I should train on my friends a little bit more. Alright, let's get the submission going here. Okay, so we've got Zen V10. Opening up that with Blender right now. Alright, here we go. Cloudrick, ignore that. Okay, so Strax. I didn't hear anything from him yet. Let me see if I ping him. In other news, I hope all of you guys read the update on the challenge. There's a little bit of a change from the timeline for the short film, but But the challenge still is the same, basically. I just changed a little bit on how how we are creating the short film, and we're gonna take more time to create the short film, and yeah. So basically, on the 20th of July, which was supposed to be the release of the short film and the live stream of the winners, is just going to be focused on revealing the winners and looking at the top submissions and celebrating them, giving feedback. Yeah, and then we're gonna, like, the judges and me are gonna continue working on the short film version of this until end of, what was the word, September? Yeah, 28th of September. But I will also upload a very nice, top 50 compilation on the 20th of July with all the people who made it into the top 50 and who won something. Let's see. Okay, maybe I'll just look at his scene here in the meantime. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, looks very cool. Okay, save the overview overlays. Yes. Okay, so the animation only starts at 100, right? I think it's 100. Yeah, 100. Coming out of here. Ah, yeah, this looks very cool. The manta ray also swimming around. I wish. Oh, damn, the manta ray is like barely visible. It's just like in there for a moment, like in the corner here, which is really sad. It's such a cool moment. Winterdeck Studio asks, "Hey, where can I send my submission to you so that you could look it over during the live stream?" Ah, okay, yeah, I have a submission link for that. Let me let me get it in here. You can basically find it in the Discord server here under welcome info, and here feedback sessions. So this is the link that you can use to submit something work in progress that you want me to look at. Yes. Oh, I should also get the text-to-speech bot in here.
Calver, the principal said, "Let's go."
Let's go. You guys can hear that, right? You can hear the text-to-speech bot. Let's go. It's a really cool scene. Let me see if I have my graphics cards enabled. I have. Alright, let's see how this looks rendered. This is also going to be interesting if how well Linux can handle using my GPU and still live streaming and stuff, because on Windows it worked most of the time, but it was a little bit it sometimes made my PC crash. So let's see how stable Linux is. Oh, Jem Pena is also here. Jem Pena. What's up? You were the first one who submitted, so thank you very much. Oh, actually, on that news, there were 2 new submissions. So we have the gallery on worldsnextdoor.com is slowly filling up, which is really cool to see. If we go down here to the gallery, we have 2 more submissions. So basically, everyone can look at all the current submissions. Yeah, look at them, connect with the creators. Yeah, I'm just updating these every time someone new submits something. Yes, but I don't want to spoil anything yet for you guys. You can check it out yourself if you like. And I also don't want to react to the submissions too much on the live streams, because I want to keep that for when we do the big reveal live stream. Okay, rename this Calva V1. Oh, this might be also something you noticed. When I open and close Windows, I get this like cool plasma effect. I'm not sure if that shows up on the stream because it's pretty quick, but it's so satisfying. Okay, so I think Cycles is still loading the kernel. Oh yeah, it is. Loading render kernels may take a few minutes at the first time. Yeah, so we just need to wait for Blender to load the kernels. Also today is gonna be interesting because there's gonna be some project management here. Media, was her name Media? I think so. Yeah, Media wants to create a short film, and I basically want to show her how to create project management for her short film with the tool ClickUp. So yeah, I'm gonna show her all the basics in here later when she's available. I think she said she's available at 21, which is in 4 minutes. So I guess let's see who's here first. Strax our Media. Let's check in the meantime if I can create stuff. Tasks, let's just call it generic tasks, yes. Cool, yeah, seems like I can do everything. Nice. Okay, cool. Nice, nice. I think there's something I need to check here. Is if settings. No, that's my own settings. Let me put that on this monitor here, not that I leak anything important. Oh, here we go, we got the scene working. Yeah, I wanted to see if Media is on the free plan, but I think so. Yeah, free forever. I just want to make sure that we don't use anything that is not free, because that can happen pretty quick with ClickUp, where you use a feature that is like time limited or like use limited in the free plan, and that gets a bit annoying. I'm paying myself, so I don't have any limitations, but for free users it can be a bit annoying when you build up a system, and then, for example, with custom fields, I think you can have like a limited amount of custom fields or users of those, and then you run out of the users, and then you're basically forced to start paying, or all the systems you build don't really continue working. So yeah, just want to make sure we use that, or we take that into account. But I think the way it works, like all these fields we have on the right here, we can all use these for completely free. I think only when it comes to creating custom fields, those are limited. Yeah, so all of this stuff should be no problem. Yo, Marvin Studios and Spencer also in the live stream. What's up? What's up, you guys? Spencer says, I'm literally editing audio on my submission right now, hoping to submit by the end of the day. Ooh, exciting, exciting. Nice. Very excited to see your final submission. The previews looked really interesting with the viewport renders with the sand and stuff. Very excited to see the final version. Right. Okay, I guess I will just pull up Media's script here in the meantime, because that's what we're gonna base our task list on. Submissions, I think she sent to me. Oh wait, yeah, now that this is working, we can look at it. Ooh, okay, yeah, the viewport is also pretty fast. Pretty much real time. It's a cool scene. It's got a little bit of a stylized look, I feel like. It's not super photorealistic, it's got like some, yeah, like stylized look. I like that. I guess like it looks a little bit like early or like 90s graphics with like the shading. I'm not sure if that's on purpose, but it's got a cool charm in my opinion. Which is also where Half-Life 1 came out, right? So I think it's kind of like feeding into the Half-Life 1 aesthetic pretty well. All of this designed. Oh, this rock wall to the left here is a little bit... It's a little bit strange how like clearly lit it is. It's kind of like breaking. I think it's taking a little bit too much attention away from the door and from the rest. Like this bright rock wall here just feels a little bit out of place in my opinion. Yo, Vistris, what's up? Damn, is that someone's submission? Yeah, Marvin Studios. This is Strax's submission. He sent this also to me to help him with something. So yeah, let's see. I basically made the rule for myself because I don't want to I don't want to be too involved into helping people with their submissions, right? So whatever I do with helping people on their submissions is just technical, right? Like I want to make them, or like enable them to do what they want to by showing them how you can achieve something technically, but I don't finish or like do stuff in the scene, you know? I wanna keep it fair but still be able to support and help the community to make their best work. Yeah, this is a really cool scene. Really nice. Ooh, who's this user? 124RG51. Your work is amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so who is joining? I'm basically waiting for one of my students to join so we can work on their submission. But I guess something I can also do in the meantime is work on the intro and outro sequence for the short film. So let's just give that a shot. Pew pew. Oh, I love the wobble. It's so cool. It's so fun. Okay, here we go. Blind challenge, yes. Media. So if studio's not responding, should be fine. Should come back in a moment. Alright, here we are. Outro. Oh wait, is that a different project? Oh, I think I did that as a separate project. Okay, wait. That is... okay, I still have it in my other project library. Okay, let me copy that project over. What's next door? Intro, outro. Here we go. Copy that to the cloud. Color school, yes. Intro, outro. Okay, I'm opening it up right now. There we go. Okay. Now I also got to relink the data. Okay, should be pretty quick. Current projects. There we go. All relinked. Vistris says old Android vibes, where we can make everything wobbly. Yeah, man, I love it. Everything's so wobbly. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I can make it even wobblier. Oh, I can make it as wobbly as I want to. But I found this to be like still responsive enough and wobbly at the same time, which is what I want. Okay, so just to catch everyone up who doesn't know yet, like here I made some recordings here that I'm using as a reference for the intro and outro segments. I'm basically using this for camera tracking and character movement reference. I still need to get SynthEyes working on Linux. I just installed it, but I still have the demo version. Actually, maybe I could just do that right now. Maybe it's quick. Let's see. SynthEyes. Here we go. SynthEyes. Oh, did Resolve just crash? Oh shit, Resolve crashed. I hope this is not a regular thing on Linux. So far it hasn't, but let's see. Okay, got this here. Let's see. SynthEyes, here's the program. Alright, we got SynthEyes running. But how do I activate it? Install update, check subscription. Activate license. Yes. Okay, what do I need to do? Yeah, activate now. Ah, my key, okay. I'm gonna switch to my face cam just to make sure that I'm not leaking my key here. Obvious asks if this is Pop OS. Now, I used to use Pop OS and I really liked it, but I did have on some of my machines, because I had it on a bunch of my machines, and almost every of those machines had a critical kernel error after some updates, like at random times, so it's not the same update, and then nothing worked anymore, so I had to like reinstall everything. So since I don't want that anymore, I'm just trying a different distribution, which is Ubuntu. I'm trying Ubuntu right now. Okay, do I have my... Ah, here's my code, okay. Linux, here we go, activate. Unable to write license file. That's not so cool. Why not, Mr. Linux? Mr. SynthEyes. Is not using any computer file received. Activation file. Why doesn't this work? I've got my activation key, so what's the problem here?
Hi.
Yo, what's up, Strax?
Sorry about this. I'm here now.
No problem.
Wait, are you streaming on Twitch or do I join you on Discord?
You can join me on Discord because then it's in real time. Yeah, so I'll share my screen with you.
All right.
Here we go. Source 30 FPS. Okay, there we go. Let me know when you see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, nice. Okay, so yeah, let's go through what you need help with for your submission here.
Yeah. So number one is how to make the island ground look okay. It feels like right now it's just it doesn't look okay to me. Like
I think I see what you mean. It's like kind of like low fidelity, right?
yeah. So
Grass is kind of just popping out of nowhere.
I thought I'm gonna like go into detail and like paint some gravel where there's no grass and then like make a material, but I wasn't able to do that. I was really busy the last few days. Not entirely sure how I would do that anyway. I think I need a new mesh because this one looks low poly anyway. On the edges it feels like doesn't look good. And then actually the only thing I also have a question about is how to make the... So I found the model, changed the material a little bit, and now I need to find a way to make multiple instances of the flying alien thing.
Oh, the manta ray, yeah, yeah. Super cool.
I wanted to like add the big one as the mothership or whatever, and then add a few smaller ones following it. How do you like make that a bit easier so it's not like, do I have to offset everything manually, or is there an easy way to do it? That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think you can use the flock simulation system in Blender for particles. That could work well with this actually. I haven't played around with it myself that much, but I know it works pretty well. We can experiment with it together right now.
Right. And then lastly, but I think I'll do this myself, is just work on visual clarity. So right now the scene feels packed. I will remove some clutter and make things a bit more intentional, meaning that there's going to be less asteroids floating around and rings. Maybe I'm just going to have the rings around the main island and the rest won't have one. This is just an idea right now, but I think that would work, because right now it's just too much is happening and you don't really know what's the focal thing on the scene.
Yeah. I mean, I personally don't think the environment is too cluttered. But I do think, like you said, having a main focal point would help a bit more, because like the tower here with the red light on top, especially having that red light and the strong silhouette against the bright background is working pretty well, but there's not much detail to really discover, right? Like there's not so much stuff happening where you can like concentrate it and look at it and really find a story or find something happening. So I think that would be really cool if you had some sort of little story happening here, like maybe Gordon Freeman is like on top of that tower or something, you know?
Wait, actually, G-Man.
Oh, G-Man, yeah, this would be the perfect job for G-Man for sure. Or maybe even someone like on these rocks, surfing on those rocks or something in front of the tower.
Actually, that's a really good idea. Okay.
But yeah, I think that's something you should add, like building a little story with the thing is, with human characters, it's always the easiest to pull someone's eyes towards that, right? Like to have people look out for human characters. So that is a very easy way to build a focal point, and then having them do something interesting would just add to the whole situation. So yeah, in your case, I would try something in that direction. Yes, and for the ground here, for the foreground, I think... Oh, the crowbar is floating right now.
Yeah, because of the displacement, it's no longer on the ground.
I see.
For some reason, I tried to add the rigid body so it would fall on the ground, but it just doesn't work. That was a bit weird, but I guess I'll just manually...
The displacement is fully through shaders, right? It's not through geometry?
Oh no, I actually added and applied a displace modifier.
Oh, it's applied already?
Yeah.
Ah, I see, it's applied. Okay. So you can just grab the crowbar and make it fall. Wait, you said you had a problem with the physics, that it didn't...
Yeah, I just wanted to add the rigid body because that's like the easiest way to make it not clip.
Okay, yeah, let's try that. It didn't work for you?
For some reason, no.
Okay, so let's try that. So I added active to the crowbar and then passive. Or actually, what I always do is I put active on everything, but I make the active on the thing that's supposed to not move animated. Because for some reason I found that using passive is more unstable than using active.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing that I found, and I'm not sure why, but it seems to be better. Okay, simulation.
Yeah, that makes...
Body
Wait.
Oh, here. Usually... Yeah, you already have it set up correctly here. Or maybe that's part of the template that starts there. Okay. So yeah, right now it's just bumping up. That could be because of the physics here. It's using the convex hull. and convex hull doesn't take into account when a mesh goes inwards, right? It only takes account the outer shell of it. So if a mesh has like a hole or something, it doesn't take that into account. So for that stuff, you need the mesh type of shape. And then we can see it works a bit better, but there's a big distance between the ground and the crowbar, which should be fixable with some settings here. You usually have this, what is it? Oh yeah, sensitivity, they have the margin, so the margin controls the distance between the physics objects. I'm just going to try to apply, let me check the scale, because the scale should all be 1. Ah, this is not 1, okay, so let me apply the scale of this crowbar here. See if that does anything. Okay, it's a bit closer, but not quite yet, so let's just try to turn this also into mesh. Oh, actually, this can stay convex hull, I think. Let's turn here the margin down a lot to 0.1, see if it's still stable. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it seems correct, yeah.
I didn't change the margin, that was the problem. Okay.
Okay, and now I guess we can... Oh no, we can't just remove it. You don't need the simulation, right? You just need to bake it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's apply. I think it's literally if you have 3 apply rigid body or something like that.
Oh.
I think F3. So you search.
Apply rigid applied transformation, and then we can remove it. Oh, nice! I actually didn't know that. Very cool. Alright, yeah. So now we have that on the ground there. And I think for adding detail to the floor, I think you should use, yeah, like a texture that has a little bit more stuff happening, right? Not something that is just one repeating color. So like you said, if you painted something, like a custom texture for this surface here, that could be really cool.
Midia said, hey, waving emoji,
Midia's
smiling
also here,
face
nice.
emoji.
It's also here now, nice. So we're gonna get, Media, we're gonna go into your submission right after Strax's. But yeah, another thing that I would definitely add is a lot of different scatters, like biomes and stuff, like little grass and a lot of different types of rocks, like small rocks, big rocks, just laying everywhere. I don't know if you have any of the add-ons that make it easier. I mean the
I
best
have
one...
both Bagapie and Botanic, so...
Ah, okay. I guess Botanic has a scattering tool, right? To like scatter biomes on surfaces?
Yeah, both have. This was basically added with Botanic, but I made the instances real, so it would work on your machine.
I see, nice. Okay, so yeah, just try to add a lot of more detail with those scattering tools. Yeah, and having a little bit more painted texture.
I was thinking of just maybe adding some dirt underneath that grass and then keep this texture of rock where there's no grass.
Yeah, that sounds like it should do a big good job, because yeah, I guess the grass just coming out of the rock here feels kind of strange, right? So especially around here, it should have some more detail.
Okay.
Something else I noticed was at the end the wall here to the left, this white wall. Do you plan on doing something there?
So what my idea was is to make the thing as a wall, but I was not quite sure how to get that done. So that's maybe another thing that could be worked on.
Oh, Media, you're the stream, but we can hear your echo, so I'm gonna mute you right now for me. Alright. I'm gonna unmute you later when I'm done with Strax here.
Alright.
Alright. Sorry, what was with the wall here? What's your plan with that?
So I'm not quite sure. That's like an idea I had to make a separation between the islands, so it's like only a small bit, but I didn't quite get a successful result right now, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna do there.
Okay. I mean, honestly, I don't like right now. I think it is a bit too distracting. Like it takes a lot of attention because it is so bright. And I think having the end focus more on the door. Like I think in your case, I would focus more on creating a interesting door instead of the background environment, because that's what we are looking at mostly here. You can also, I guess, make this door inside of a rock wall, right? Like it doesn't need to be just a freestanding door like the template. It can be, maybe even it's like the entrance to a research facility or something, you know, like you can build like a cool research facility styled wall around it.
Okay. So at the end, how does the door need to actually look like? I didn't quite understand that. So I did see you said you can change the door model,
Yeah.
but
You can turn it into whatever you like. It doesn't even, like, I saw someone also working on a submission where it's not even a normal door anymore. It's like a big industrial, like almost vault that's being opened. So yeah, you can make it whatever you like, and I think that's worth investing time into
yeah,
more
like
than building the background here.
the initial idea was to make it an organic thing, but I don't think I actually have the knowledge to do that.
That's super interesting though, yeah.
So it like opens up as if it was a living thing, but
That is a very cool idea. I would love to see that, but yeah, it does sound like a little bit of work.
it's very advanced. I think I don't really have the knowledge right now.
I see. Um, okay, maybe in that case, I mean, you can keep this door. Maybe you can just add a little bit to it, or change the shader, the materials, to make it feel more included in this environment that you built, right? Like something that feels more like either a research thing, like a Black Mesa thing, or
Mhm.
yeah, alien planet thing. But that, like you said, that might be a bit more difficult. Yeah, let's try out that particle behavior for the manta ray before we move on. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of a test because I'm not quite sure myself how it works, but pretty confident it should be pretty self-explanatory. So let's turn this into visibility viewport display into a wire display, and then yes, and then we have all those particles spawning in. Okay. Physics. Boids. Yes, Boids is kind of like flock type of particles. Let's put the lifetime to whatever, just so they don't die. They just should stay alive. Let's start. Let's do 99 and 100. So we have all the particles right there. Actually, can we just do 100, 100? I guess so. Okay.
This is really interesting, by the way. I'm already seeing some usage for my asteroid because right now they're like hair thing. Now, if I can make them move a little bit, just a little bit of jitter, that would like definitely add in some nice
Yeah, try that.
effect.
So something always important when you do simulations is to set the playback sync to play every frame, because otherwise the simulation might break because it's skipping frames. So that's important to keep in mind. And then, let's see, there's a way to make them follow something. Where was that? Allow flight, yes. I think it's in goals or something. Brain, separate, yes. Flock. And then, let's see, goal. There we go. And the goal is the manta ray. Let's just select it, see what happens. Fuzzy, average, Oh, there we go. Okay, that did do something at the end here. Ah, okay, yeah. Now they're starting to follow the manta ray. Yeah, so this is the basic setup, I guess. You just gotta dial in all the values to make it look correct, but this is the basic setup. I guess we can also have them just start already around the manta ray.
Like a nice particle trail, that would be cool. Yeah, basically, this is fascinating. I never saw it.
Fuzzy. Real fuzziness. Okay, and there should be like all kinds of settings here that makes it feel exactly how you need it to. Maximum airspeed. Oh no, they didn't do anything.
I feel like I started working on this project way too late because there's so much room for improvement. I might submit something, but then continue working on it till I get it.
Oh yeah, sure, you can do that. Yeah. Like it's also like how I wrote it in the update, that people can still submit even after the deadline, but they just don't get to win anything, right? But if you just want to submit something for the short film itself, that's totally fine. That totally works. Okay. So yeah, yeah, this is basically it. I think now all you gotta do is like go into the settings and like really tweak it to look how you want it to. Because sadly, I myself also don't know what all these settings do. I've never used the.
So the thing I wanted to actually achieve is to make multiple instances of the manta ray itself.
Yeah.
Be it as the best example would be like ducks following its mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how would you? What's the fastest way to actually get that? Do you?
Like this.
Okay.
So you can just render those particles as the manta rays.
Are they gonna have the same animation though?
It looks... Yeah, they've got the same animation, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but you can, like, if you want to offset animation or something, I think you've done that in the past already. Like, you can just select a whole collection and then, like, have a few versions of the manta ray with offset animation, right?
Okay.
Something we need to do here, render not show emitter. Also viewport display not show emitter, that way we can switch this back to textured and we see the real mesh. Yeah, I think I would let you figure out the rest, man. What do you think?
Alright. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Cool. Yeah, I'll send this back to you. Nikki's is in the live stream. What's up? And also, who's this? EXC. I don't think I've seen you before. Thank you for joining. All right, Media. I'm going to turn your mic back on. What's up? Can you hear me? I think you've muted your mic yourself right now, so I don't hear you.
Hi.
Oh, I can hear you now. Yes, nice.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, and also no echo. Perfect. Thank you very much. So let's get into planning your short film today.
Yes.
Very exciting. How is your progress with it anyways? Like you said, you're working on sculpting the main character, right?
Basically, I started the head, and it's very disappointing. Because of that, that's all of that.
So
Yeah, but I'm trying my best. So let's see how it goes.
yeah. One step at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna open up your script here. So is this the version of the script that you have here now? Version, was it version 3? Yeah, third version. Are you fully happy with it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty detailed, and it helps me to create it with your help, of course.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, then let's just put it into tasks. I'm gonna put this here and this down here. Can I make this a bit smaller? Yes. Okay, tasks. So, I guess I need to give you like a little bit of introduction to ClickUp in general, right? It's really flexible workflow management tool, and also a really good way for, like, I myself use it for just organizing my daily life, right? Like, for example, watering the plants, feeding the dragons. So just to like give me like reoccurring tasks and making sure that I'm doing everything that I need to do every day. So yeah, it's just a really powerful, flexible tool for that kind of stuff, and also like managing big projects like the big commercials and stuff that I've done in the past. I've managed through this with a lot of collaborators. So yeah, I think it's very, very useful. So let's see. I think we should start with characters and environments. So let's list down all the characters and environments you need to create. So, for example, what is the name of your main character?
I have a question. I don't know why the screen is not updated. I still see the screen.
Oh, sorry, I don't understand you so well right now. Is it maybe like you're not so close to the microphone or something?
Oh, yeah. I don't see.
Yeah, I can kind of understand you, but it sounds pretty robotic. Okay, let me know when you're ready. I'm gonna just do some basic preparation setup here. I'm gonna try out some few things because I'm used to working with the full plan ClickUp, but this is the free version, so let's see what we can do. Yeah, I can hear you again, but yeah, it is pretty robotic, and I can hear myself again. Maybe if your mic isn't so good. Oh, you can actually try joining with your phone. Like joining the call with your phone should usually sound better. Like most phones have a very good audio quality.
Okay, I will try that.
Alright. Okay, we have tags here. Okay, I'm wondering if there's tags in the free version of ClickUp, because I don't see them right now. So that would be useful, but not necessary. Yeah, because we can also just do this as groups. So let's just do it like that for now. So 3D character. 3D character, and then we can add as a subtask protagonist girl. And also, do we have time estimate? Not right now. Oh, damn, is that something we need to enable as a feature? Let me see. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Surface measure.
Hello, I hope that now it works.
Oh yeah, I can hear you really well now. Yeah, this sounds really good.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect, perfect. All right. Something that I'm trying to figure out right now, because the ClickUp workspace here is on the free plan, and I don't have access to some features that I think are useful. I think maybe you as the owner needs to enable them, or maybe there's a way for you to give me more access to more rights on the ClickUp space. Do you know if you can change that to like add me as a, I guess like a co-owner, so I could just like help you set everything up?
Yes, I try. I don't know. Actually, the problem is that I don't know where to find you. I didn't see you in my app, and that's why I asked you once if you are inside the workspace that I invited you. Do you know where I should find you?
I'm
Give you
definitely
more.
here. So okay, so I can show you in my personal workspace. Let me just switch to my second monitor here. Mori. Yes, and then settings. People. Okay, I can't really
Maybe is it because I use the mobile app instead of the desktop app? I can't see. I don't know. Because
Yeah, could be that on the mobile you don't see everything, but we can also just make it work for today. Like we can just like write all the tasks down that we need for your short film, and then we can go into more detail in the next step. So we can, so you have a little bit time of figuring stuff out until then. How about that?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
Okay, cool. Nice. All right, so what I did now is basically I created a task for 3D characters. So this is kind of like a group now, right? Where we can put all our 3D characters in. And let's create another task here for environments. 3D environments, or just environment. And then I'm gonna make this a bit smaller. And then we can add the environments we need, which is, I guess, the void in the beginning. Like when you imagine it to be like completely dark, right? Completely black in the beginning.
Okay.
So I guess it's not really an environment, but there are things happening in there. But
Yes.
yeah, I don't think. I guess it's not really considered an environment, but more like specific shots. So I don't think it makes sense to put it in here, but like later in the shot list. So yeah, let's stick with like classic environments for now, which is, I guess, the when she's starting to like open up the entrance of the cave, right? When we see like light coming through the stone wall. I would write that down. So cave entrance. Cave entrance. Oh no, it's not an entrance, but an exit. Cave exit, because we're inside. Cave exit, and then the outside world, right? So outside world. Oh, let's just call it beautiful. Actually, let's call it beautiful forest to like stay a bit more in topic. Okay, let's look at your script here again. Do you have, because you planned a few shots on the outside, right? Like I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I edited that part that you said it's better to omit some of the parts. I deleted them. So now it's the newest version that we talked about.
Okay, so let's see. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna read the ending then here. It just seems much shorter, which is probably nice. Let's read it. So, scene 5, the outside world. Fade in, golden sunlight, the forest, birds chirping, the river flowing. Action, she falls onto the forest floor, gasping. She blinks, adjusting to the brightness. The world is vivid, alive. Greens, blues, golden sunlight. She steps forward, barefoot onto the grass, feeling the earth. Sound, gentle wind, birds in the distance. Voiceover, protagonist, softly in awe, I made it. Action, she lays there, staring at the sky, breathing in the fresh air. Voiceover, protagonist, reflective, simple but deep. Action, she lays there. Wait, what's the... Is there like a voiceover dialogue missing here? Because we have a description of voiceover, but there's no text, right?
Oh, where? Maybe I did a mistake. Deleted too much.
Maybe this is a leftover, like the voiceover here. Oh,
Yeah.
are you planning to have a voiceover, or you decided to not have a
No,
voiceover?
no. I decided to delete the voiceover. Yeah, I'm going to delete that part too.
I see.
Sorry.
Okay. No problem. Yeah, I think it makes sense to just like have her show the emotion instead of saying it. Yeah. Action. She slowly sits up, looking back at the cave. Fade out. The screen slowly brightens to white, pure white. The light takes over. Nice. Yeah, I also like that she looks back at the cave. It kind of like makes it feel like she doesn't just want to forget about where she comes from, right? Like what she just experienced, but feels more like she wants to internalize her experience, which is
Exactly.
yeah, nice.
That's
Okay.
true. Exactly. And also about the added details are only the black parts with underlines, so they are added. I mean the third version.
Mm-hmm. The black parts. Oh, the violet.
I mean in other pages. Yeah, other pages. This page doesn't have any.
This stuff, I see. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go through that. Maybe we should just go through the whole script. If this is the final version, then let's maybe just like get a final feeling for it. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go through it one more time since this is probably the last version for now. Or at least the version we're gonna create the task list with. Okay, so animation script Into the Light. Genre mystery, psychological, inspirational. Genre of visuals abstract, simple. Duration 5 to 6 minutes. Character, protagonist, voiceover and action, a lonely girl lost in darkness, searching for a way out. Scene 1, complete darkness, except 2 wide open eyes. Fade in, black screen, silence. Voiceover, protagonist, softly, confused, breathing heavily. Where am I? Screen is black. Sound, we hear soft, shallow breathing, nervous and unsure. There's a low ambient hum or subtle void-like background sound, giving the feeling of vast emptiness. She blinks slowly. We don't see her eyes, but hear subtle eye rubbing or blinking sound. Her head turns slowly left to right, feeling the space. She raises her hands slowly in front of her face, feeling the air, fingers spread out. Her shoulders lift up slightly, like she's holding her breath, a physical sign of confusion or fear. Light ideas. We can add a very faint rim light from behind or above, so that only the edge of her face or hands become visible, like a silhouette barely emerging from the void. Action. The screen remains black except her wide open eyes. No sound except the protagonist's breathing, uneven, shaky. A moment of heavy silence, then she rubs her eyes. Nothing changes. She blinks once, twice, still only darkness. Voiceover, protagonist, slowly anxious. I can't see anything. I can't even tell if my eyes are open or closed. Action. She raises her hands, trying to see them, but there's nothing. The tips of her fingers vanish into the black, like they're being swallowed by the void. She raises her hands and slowly waves them in front of her face, but they seem to pass through fog or thin smoke. She reaches out, searching for anything solid. A wall, the ground, anything, but all she finds is empty space. Voiceover, protagonist, fear creeping in. What is this? A dream? No, it must. It feels real. Action. She breathes. Her breathing quickens. She places a hand on her chest, feeling her heart pounding. Voiceover, protagonist, panic rising. Am I dead? Action. A deep silence follows. The words echo in her mind. Her thoughts start to spiral. She hugs herself, suddenly feeling small. Camera movement and framing. The camera slowly begins to rotate around her in a subtle circular motion, like orbiting. As it rotates, the background distorts slightly, shadows stretching or blur, giving a dizzy or dreamlike feel. Character movement. She grabs her head with both hands or rubs her temples. Her knees bend slightly as she's losing balance, but she catches herself. Stylistic animation ideas. Abstract shapes or flashes begin to form around her, swirling through in muted colors, blues, grays, reds. The background could briefly darken more or pulse. The space around her ripples or contracts slightly, like a shock wave, just a soft wobble in the air. Objects, the rocks or light sources, stretch in and out, like being pulled, then released and vanished. Slight fisheye lens effect. Animate subtle wave-like motion in background shadows or fog. Add a short camera zoom in and out. Zoom in and out, synced with the pulse. As the pulse hits, her hair or clothes lift slightly, like from pressure. Oh, interesting. Yeah, making the abstract reality kind of like interact with her physically is a very cool idea. Sound, a low rising hum or high pitched ringing. Layered inner monologue, whispers unintelligible and overlapping. Voiceover protagonist, soft, almost whispering. Is this death? Is this what comes after? Action. She takes a slow, unsteady breath, trying to calm herself, but the silence is overwhelming. You can animate the space around her tightening, like invisible walls closing in. Volume up the low, ambient hum or subtle void-like background sound. Like increasing the volume of those sounds. There's no sound, no wind, no distant noises, just nothing. Voiceover protagonist, uncertain, shaken. I always thought that after death there would be something. A tunnel, a voice, another word, but this? Just empty blackness? Action, she kneels, touching the ground beneath her. It's cold. It's solid. It's solid, cold. She presses her fingers against it. Grounding herself. Voiceover protagonist, reflective, scared. Maybe this is my punishment. Maybe I deserve this. Because of what I've done. Oh no. Action. She shuts her eyes tightly, as if that would make a difference. It doesn't. She starts remembering her past. Mistakes, regrets, things left undone. Visual suggestion. Close-up of her face as she stares into the distance. Eyes wide and unfocused. Quick flashes of blurred, fragmented memories. Someone walking away. A dropped letter. A missed phone call. Her expression changes. A subtle frown. A tight jaw. Maybe a single tear. She lowers her head slightly and clutches her chest or curls her fingers slowly. Camera and sound. we use flash cut montage of 2 to 3 emotional past moments in soft, dreamlike tones. Overlay faint whispers or distant echoing voices, barely audible. Fade back to blackness or her current face. Insert real-life clips using short real videos. Now on 10 frames, walking alone, someone leaving or a closed door. Posterizing them with a flat color effect or two-tone look to blend into the animation style, like faded memories. Lower the frame rate slightly, 12 FPS, to make it feel more memory-like and surreal. Visual storytelling. Overlay them as floating rectangles or irregular fragments in space around her, or project them into invisible walls beside her, like she's inside a memory prison. Interesting. I like that idea, especially the visual of a memory prison is pretty strong. Yeah. Voice over protagonist whispering. Is this hell? But there's no fire, no demons, just this endless nothingness. Really? Action. She stays still, defeated, letting the weight of it all sink in. The background begins to melt or blur slightly, as if reality is bending. A shadow of herself separates and walks away, leaving her frozen. Her own reflection, invisible before, suddenly appears in front of her. Whispers echo, unintelligible but heavy. Guilt, fear, voices from the past. A long shot. A long shot. What does that mean, a long shot?
Yeah, I thought that this shot is gonna be longer in this animation. I'm not sure. Actually, this is the first version. I don't know if it still stays the longest shot.
Oh,
But yeah,
you
that's
mean
what.
shot, like the shots are like a long time, they stay on the screen for a long
Yeah,
time?
exactly. Yes.
Ah,
But
okay.
I think it's better to delete. I'm gonna delete it, right? So,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's not the first version.
Yeah, I think it's not so important to have, I guess, the length of shots in
Oh, okay.
scripts, but what can help is if you want to tell that there's like a long moment of someone concentrating or something, or like you want to drill in that there's nothing happening or something like that. I think it makes more sense to still describe the action, right? Like kind of like saying, for example, here, she stays still, defeated, letting the weight of it all sink in. I mean, that already tells it. Like that already says, like the letting it sink in says that it needs some time, right? Like it needs time to sink in. So I think you already wrote it in there. So yeah, just like a long shot, you don't really need to keep in there.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Voice over protagonist, thought breaking through. But if I'm really dead, why do I feel fear? Action. She opens her eyes again. It's still dark. Shadowy figures or vague silhouettes blink in and out of the darkness around her, not attacking, just watching. Showing faint human shaped silhouettes in the background, barely visible. They fade in and out softly, like flickers, no movement, just standing still, facing her, using low contrast, almost blending into the darkness, and time their appearance with subtle sound cues, like breath, heartbeats, or wind. Suddenly something inside her shifts. Okay, nice. She slowly stands up, unsure but no longer frozen. Voiceover protagonist, determined, whispering to herself, No, I don't think I'm dead. Scene 2, the first step. A tiny light appears, distant, faint. Action. A tiny flicker of light appears in distance, barely visible but unmistakable. She turns towards it, eyes widening. Voiceover protagonist, hopeful but hesitant. Hopeful but hesitant. A light? But is it real? Or just my mind playing tricks on me? The light splits in two, then becomes one again, like a trick of the mind. Faint whispers or a heartbeat fade in. Brief flash of her own face reflected in the glow, questioning or frightened. Action, she takes a deep breath, slowly she takes her first step. The darkness beneath her feet is solid. She's not floating in the void. Voiceover protagonist, realization. At least I can walk. That means there's still something beneath me. Action, she raises her hands again, searching for walls. Nothing. Slow movement. Oh, what the hell? I can't use my mouse. Oh, wait, am I back? Okay, mouse is back. She lifts her arms cautiously, elbows bent, fingers stretched wide, like feeling the darkness. Side lighting, using rim light or faint side glow to highlight just her fingers and arms. Hands move side to side, gently brushing the air. But she keeps walking, each step careful. Scene 3, fragments of memory. Memories start to resurface. Action, she stops, touching her head. Voice over protagonist, confused. Wait! I remember something. Yesterday, I was in a forest. Action, the sounds of a river, wind through the leaves, faint and distant. Voice of a protagonist, struggling to recall. I was walking, but then... what happened next? Action, another memory flashes, trees rushing past, her body failing, her eyes widen. Voice of a protagonist, shocked. I fell! Into a hole! A cave. That's it. I'm not dead, I'm trapped! Action. The light ahead grows slightly brighter. Scene 4. Finding the way out. She discovers the exit. Action. She picks up her pace. The light grows stronger. The ground slopes upwards beneath her feet. The air feels different. There's a faint breeze. Voiceover protagonist, hopeful. If there's air moving, then there must be an opening. Action. She reaches a rockfall. Boulders blocking the exit. She runs her hands over them, testing their weight. Some are loose. Voiceover protagonist, determined. I have to move these. I am getting out. Action. She pulls at the stones, one by one, hands shaking but steady. A small gap opens. A burst of light leaks through. Voiceover protagonist, breathless but relieved. There it is, the light. Action, she squeezes through, crawling towards the brightness. The moment she emerges, light floods the screen, blinding but warm. Scene 5, the outside world. Fade in, golden sunlight, the forest, birds chirping, the river flowing. Action, she falls onto the forest floor, gasping. She blinks, adjusting to the brightness. The world is vivid, alive, greens, blues, golden sunlight. She steps forward, barefoot, onto the grass, feeling the earth. Sound, gentle wind, birds in the distance. Voiceover, protagonist, softly in awe. I made it. Action, she lays there, staring at the sky, breathing in the fresh air. Voiceover, oh yeah, we skipped this. Action, she slowly sits up, looking back at the cave. Fade out, the screen slowly brightens to pure white, the light takes over. End. Okay, nice. Yeah, this feels pretty good. Yeah, I think you can totally work with this now. So what I would do now? Yeah, let's continue with our task list here, everything that needs to get done. So from reading the script now more in detail, I think I realized that there's actually not so many locations. I think the cave exit is one thing we need to do. The beautiful forest is, I think, 2 parts we should make. Like one where she falls out, right? And then one where she's sitting and looking back at the cave. So yeah, I think we can split those into 2 segments, so you don't need to create like a huge environment, but you can just create those 2 separate environments that just focus on building what is visible in the shots. Okay, so I'm gonna record this to beautiful forest. Let's say how to call this one? The one where she falls onto the ground. I guess let's just call it ground. Beautiful forest ground. And then another one. Let's call this looking back. Beautiful forest looking back. So we got those 2, right? Like one where she falls, and the other one a little bit further in the distance where she sits up and looks back. That's what it was, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, nice. Alright, cool. And I think that all the other shots, like you wrote, are mostly black and then like some abstract elements. So I think you don't really need to build an environment for that. It's more like shot by shot, building specific things around her. Okay. For 3D characters, I think I read kind of like that there might be other characters visible, but you also wrote beneath that you might want to film those shots for real, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how much successful I can be, but I don't know how it turns out, but I try to do it that way.
Yeah, I honestly think it's a cool idea because I think for the first short film, for you to be able to just concentrating on making one 3D character really good is already enough. So then filming those other shots in live action, stylizing them is less work, but also still a cool experiment for you to like learn a little bit of like video effects, right? Like treating footage and editing that footage. So I think it's worth to do it that way. It's also gonna elevate, I think, the whole project in an interesting way, making it multimedia.
One question: do you think that it's still it's gonna be like 2-3 minutes, or it's gonna be longer?
It feels a little longer. It feels maybe like around 4 minutes, I would say. Yeah. Okay, let's see it like this. Okay, so characters. Yeah, there's the protagonist girl. We've got the environments. There's a bunch of abstract stuff. I think we should create like a group for 2D effects. For like, those kind of like effects that you see around her that you could like create already in 2D or 3D. But yeah, I think it's worth putting that into a list too. Or maybe it can just be part of the shots, the shot tasks. Because yeah, how it feels right now is that every shot has kind of like its unique effects that don't really repeat afterwards, right? Like for example with the walls closing in. So I think, okay, let's do it like that. We go through the shots now. So shot, yeah. It's called shot, and then we're gonna go through the script here. It would be useful to number the shots. thinking. Wait, can I do notes here? Let me see if I can open this your script up in a program where I can write on it. Oh wait, can I do it here? Highlight text note. No, not really. Open with, maybe with Vivaldi, maybe I can draw over with Vivaldi. No, no drawing in Vivaldi. I've got LibreOffice Draw. Okay, let's see. Oops. Nah, this is not it. Okay, I think. Okay, you already numbered the scenes, so we have scene 1 here with a complete darkness. That's good. So where does it go? Scene 2. Oh, scene 1 is like super long. It's 5 pages long. Okay. Scene 2, first step. Okay, let's just do it. Just without marking it. Okay, so shot. I'm gonna do it with numbers first. So 1 for scene 1, and then 0.01. Oh, let's just actually put 0 in front of everything, so it's easier to upgrade. So shot scene 1, shot 1 is what this means. 1.1, and then let's write a little description of what's happening here. History, psychological, scene 1, okay. Complete darkness except 2 wide open eyes. Black screen, silence. Okay, so I guess this is kind of the reveal. The first thing we see in your short film is the reveal of the eyes in darkness, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Eyes. So let's just call this shot eyes reveal. And then you can write, like every task in ClickUp has a description here. And you can write as much as you want in the description as you like. It's basically like a whole document editor. So you can also put in images and stuff and references. So yeah, you can even put in the part of the script that's happening in this shot. So when you work through it, you know exactly what should happen there. Let's see, should we put
That's
anything?
cool.
Yeah, it's super useful. Let's see, should I write anything in here? I guess this is something that you can fill out over time if you like putting in reference images for every shot and a little bit more description, or like what you wrote in the script already. Okay, eyes reveal. Something that I would usually also do is like estimating a time that's needed, right? Like estimating time, but this is not something we have right now. I think you can enable it, but yeah, let's do that. Like I said earlier, let's just go through all the tasks and then we can figure out how to add those extra features later for the next stream. Okay, so shot 1, eyes reveal. Then next
You mean
up.
that I should estimate the time for each scene?
What's that?
Do you mean that I should estimate the time for each scene?
Yeah,
How long does
exactly.
it take?
Exactly. But what I mean is the work amount. Like how much time does it take to finish this scene, you know?
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I mean, honestly, we can also add the pre-production tasks here. So let's do pre-production. Oh, let's just call it planning. Planning is better. So planning, and what I would suggest for planning is, oh no, actually planning does not sound really correct. Let's call it pre-production. Okay, so what you need to do before starting with actually animating anything, what like big studios do is you should record the voiceover, right? Like record all the voice actors. Let's just call it voice recording. And then also with that voice recording, you should create a very rough animatic. And an animatic, well, we can write that in the description here. Animatic should basically be a drawing of every shot, edited and timed to the voice recording with some temp music or sound. Edited. Yes. Animatic. Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me, do you mean that the voice recording should be like, I don't know, recorded in pre-production phase?
Yes. The this is how it usually is done in like bigger projects, because it makes everything easier afterwards, because it also helps to put your vision more into a finished feeling, right? So it's like a very good way to test out if your idea works or if you need to add or remove anything before you actually start building environments or building characters. I mean, in your case, you only have one character. That's not, I mean, yeah, you're not going to get rid of that character, right? And you have like only 3 environments, so that's probably not going to happen for you. But maybe you will notice that, for example, in the beginning, maybe there's too much blackness or like too much silence. So this is something like an important step to figure out if your movie works in the early stage, you know? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, completely.
Okay, nice. Okay, voice recording, animatic. What else is important for pre-production? I mean, I think for your project, this is all you really need. Yeah. This is all you really need here. Okay, so pre-production, we got that. And I guess we can continue with the shots then. Alright.
Yeah, the main part.
Yeah. Okay, so the next shot would be... So we here, soft... We got the eye reveal. Breathing heavily. Where am I? Eye reveal. I'm just thinking if we need to add anything. I think the eye reveal, you're probably gonna just be able to use the character and animate the eyes, right? Like you can just like make the shade of the eyes a little bit emissive, so I don't think there's any additional work needed to get that shot working. Okay, get the eyes opening. We hear soft, shallow breathing, nervous and unsure. There's a low hum, ambient hum, or subtle void-like background sound, giving the feeling of a vast emptiness. Screen is black. So I feel like, is all of this, are you imagining all of this happening in one shot? Like we see those eyes appearing, and then what happens until she blinks?
Yeah, there were just some ideas. I don't know which one is more like doable and which one I can really do, and it makes it interesting and for the people who watch. So I really don't know. There were just some ideas. I just wrote them down. I don't know which one is better to like really create.
Yeah, do you, can you pitch me some of your ideas?
I mean, the ideas that I wrote them down in the scripture, I don't know which one I can really create.
Ah, okay, okay. Because I guess I was asking you if you imagined this part here, where am I, with the screen is black. If you imagine that as a specific shot, or if it's all
Oh.
one continuous shot of her eyes.
Excuse me, I didn't understand your question first. So which I'm looking at the screen. I don't know which part are you mentioning. I'm just trying. Can you show it with your mouse?
Yeah, yes.
like-
Do you see this? Where I'm hovering the mouse over?
Okay, I think I don't see you. Yeah, in my mobile, I can see your mouse. Like in.
Oh, is it too small or something? Or wait, is my mouse not streaming on Discord? Is that the problem?
Yes, in my laptop I see it, but in my phone it's so weird that I can't see it. Okay, now I see. Okay, the green part. Okay.
Ah, okay. Yes, exactly. The green part here. Yeah, because you wrote here she blinks slowly. We don't see her eyes, but her subtle eye rubbing or blinking sound. Her head turns slowly right to left, feeling the space. She raises her hands slowly. So for me, like if I had to decide, like this all sounds like one shot. Like this all could be one shot where we see the eyes
Yeah.
appearing and then like
Exactly.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Alright, nice. And then I guess the next shot would be she raises her hands slowly in front of her face, feeling the air, fingers spread out. Her shoulders lift up slightly, like she's holding her breath. Physical sign of confusion and fear. I mean, this could still be the same shot, like if you want to show the eyes like from the front, right? Like just looking at the eyes and then her hands coming. Actually, this could be really cool. If her hands just come up, we don't see the hands, but we see the hand shapes in front of her eyes, right? Like we see that her fingers are moving in front of her eyes, so like occluding the white of her eyes. Maybe that makes sense?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so all that could be one shot. Very faint room light from behind above, so that make only the edges or her hands becomes visible, like a silhouette barely emerging from the void. Action, the screen remains black except for her wide open eyes, no sound except for the protagonist breathing, uneven, shaky, a moment of heavy silence, thus the rubbing of her eyes, nothing changes, she blinks once, twice, still only darkness. I think this we need to probably show in some way that she is blinking and still sees only darkness. I think this is a moment where it should switch perspective, because right now how I thought it was like we're looking at her eyes and her face and her hands in front of her face, but now like because you wrote she still sees only darkness, I think now it should either be an over shoulder or just like straight up looking at the darkness around her and maybe just like showing some abstract noise or patterns that are not really, you don't really know what it's supposed to be, right?
The thing that I was thinking is that, for example, we show it in a way that we are in her eyes and we can see her eyelids.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, let's write that down. Okay, so that means shot 01.02. We would have like a POV. Yeah, I guess just like a POV. Okay, so what do we see?
We see her eyelids that they are blinking.
I think the way you could do that is because the world around her is still black, right? So you could have the whole silhouette of the screen, like a eye-shaped silhouette in white, and that just like closes and opens into like white, and then like looking at the darkness again, right?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay, POV, blinking. Okay, we can write that in the description too. White outline. Let's do POV again, so it's a bit clearer. POV, white outline of an eye shape that blinks and looks into darkness. It's always really interesting to work on abstract projects like this, because it's much harder to convey what you're imagining, because with like abstract topics like this, everyone imagines it differently. So I'm really also excited to see how you start creating it then. Okay, so we have that.
I really wonder myself how I'm going to create all these, because like saying them, imagining them, they are clear for me, but creating them, like for me, it's like, how can I create that in Blender?
Like you're thinking about all the steps that are necessary to do it.
Yeah, exactly. How can I just,
Okay.
just really how? I don't know.
Yeah, but that's the good, like that's the useful thing with creating task list like this. So that way you can really just like focus on one thing at a time, right? Like, okay, so now today we're doing this shot and we're figuring everything out that we need to do for that. So that's what really helps, I think, with task lists. So you can just like work on little things one at a time and track your progress and see how far you've come and what you still need to do.
Yeah,
and
that's
also,
right.
yeah. Okay. All right. So next shot we have the emptiness. She blinks slowly, her eyes rubbing, blinking sound. Her head turns slowly left to right, feeling the space. We could still show that in the POV with just like, I guess like when, like you could still have like very little white particles maybe around her to just like give the feeling of depth, that there's some kind of depth, like very slightly, and then like showing the POV, like her looking, we can use those white little dots as like trails, right? So when she's looking left and then right again, we see those little dots having like little trails of movement to like make the viewer understand that she's looking around.
Yeah, so you mean the white particles help to show the scene?
Yeah, kind of just like show that there's some movement of her view, that she's looking around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay. She raises her hands slowly in front of her face, feeling the air, fingers spread out. We could do this still in POV. Her shoulders lift up slightly, like she's holding her breath, a physical sign of confusion or fear. Okay, so this we can't show in POV. The shoulders we need to show externally somehow.
Exactly, yes. I think this is completely another shot, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. We could, like if you like, we could still show the hands kind of like reaching out, feeling the air. That could still be in the POV, right? Like with the eye silhouette, and then like seeing the hands in front of her, trying to reach for something. And then, what kind of perspective would make sense for showing her shoulders? Maybe just like a very, very nice straight on shot of her, like from her head to her like chest. Just like very flat composition, no depth, and then like showing her, like lifting her shoulders, like cramping up a little bit. avoid. Yeah. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I will just listen to what you said again, but I was thinking about like putting the camera angle exactly behind her shoulders, so that I mean not behind, but above her shoulders, and
Above.
she can just yeah, we can see it from that angle, but I'm not sure.
You know what? It would make so much sense for us to just do that in Blender, to just like make little previews of the perspectives. So let's just do that. Just very, very cheaply.
Oh, okay, you have it. So,
Yeah, I have a character here.
yeah.
Let's make, yeah, I guess let's make it really simple now. Let's just walk navigation. I still need to mesh. Shortcut Shift F. Nice. Okay. So yeah, let's just frame, like for all these shots. Let's just do like a quick framing, and then we can attach it to the description of the shot. Okay. So for the, yeah, let's start from the beginning. Let's make sure that we have like a little rough thing for everything. A rough little preview. Okay, so eyes reveal. Eye reveal. Let's just, would you imagine something like this? Like a really like close up of the eyes?
Even closer.
Even closer.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, because I was looking at the YouTube video, and that's why I didn't see the screen. Sorry. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that is a bit delayed.
That was it.
Alright, cool. So I'm just gonna do a screenshot here. Oop. Screenshot. Nice. Okay, can I just paste it indirectly? Oh, I can. Nice. Okay. So we got that in
That's
here.
cool.
Eyes reveal, then POV blinking. Yeah, I can actually show you now what I meant. Let's see. So just putting. Okay. We need to disable the eyeballs. Disable, and then also. Wait, what? Oh. Faces. Ah, yeah, here we go. Okay, nice. And then we're gonna put the camera inside. And we have to activate back face culling so we can see the outline. Where's that? Back face culling. Where was that again? Ah, here we go. Okay, looks a bit creepy right now.
Yeah.
Let's do it like that. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of what I meant, like just like an outline of an eye, and like the inside is black and the outside is white. We can actually make it even clearer, like just flat white, no cavity. Yeah, just like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
and
is
then-
for the blinking scene, right? The blinking
Exactly.
shot.
Yes, exactly. Are you done with that idea?
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, and I'm in.
Nice. Okay, now we can put that here as a reference too. Okay, and then yeah, let's move on to the new one here. So 1.3, which is the shoulder. Shoulder. How are we gonna call this? Shoulder lift. Let's call it like that. Oops, no cover, please. No cover necessary. shoulder lift. And this, you just said you have an idea for that shot, right?
Yeah, I was thinking to put the camera kind of behind and above her shoulder.
So something like this.
Exactly, yes. But maybe a little bit even coming down, closer to the character. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Okay. Let's
Yeah,
capture
but I'm not
this.
sure that they are just all naive ideas. I think I can figure it out while I'm creating the scenes. But yeah, for just now to talk about, I think here is my first idea.
Yeah. This is. I mean, I mean, what we're doing right now is basically already doing an animatic, which like one part of doing the animatic, which is creating images that you could edit. So I would recommend you to because I saw you also draw, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So I would recommend you to either. I think as a starting point, this is good. Like go into Blender and like kind of like try to find the shots, the perspectives that you like with like the virtual camera, and then you can draw over those and like add those details that you imagine, like maybe a little bit of the lighting ideas or yeah, just like basically adjusting it by drawing over it to get it to a place that you like, and then editing that. And those animatics, like those drawings, they don't need to be detailed at all. They just need to kind of like convey the idea of the shot, like with just like having the very most necessary parts.
Yeah.
Okay, so shoulder lift, we got that.
And the reason that I thought about putting the camera there is that when she lifts her hands and fingers kind of vanished, I thought this camera angle can be helpful to see, but I'm not sure because I was thinking to still put the camera behind her eyelids and she can just see her fingers. I mean,
So you're thinking if it should be
so
like
from out.
this part here, right? Like she raises her hands trying to see them, but there's nothing. Tips on finger vanish into black. You're thinking if you want to show that from this perspective or
Yeah,
the
okay.
POV perspective, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
I think since there's not so much happening, and I think having too much cuts in the beginning, especially with the vibe that I imagine you want to create, I think staying on longer shots would be better. So I can imagine having the fingers, like the hands, showing up here and disappearing from this angle could work. So yeah, that's something that you could totally draw, right? Like when you work on the animatic, you could just like draw the hands. I'm very bad at drawing, so this will look terrible, but you could do something like this where like the storyboard shows that the hands are in front of her and they're disappearing into the void.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that seems to me even better.
Nice. Okay, wait, let me actually just screenshot this, even if it's terrible. Shoulder lift. Okay, so we're showing all of this in the same shot, so we can just have like first the no hands and then the hands come into the frame. Okay, next up, vanish. She raises her hands, so the waves in front of her face.
Can you transfer all these that you just said? I mean, you're writing them and you're just putting the pictures. Can you transfer them to the ClickUp that I invited you in?
Oh yeah, they're already in the ClickUp. Yeah, I'm working in the ClickUp right now.
In the workspace that I created?
Yes.
Oh
yes.
yeah, I see. It's media's workspace. Yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you.
We can also work on this in real time, like it will update in real time.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Definitely, I should do it for my laptop now. It's only on my phone.
Ah, yeah. Use it. It's definitely much better on the web than on the phone. Okay, let's see. hands, sorry, but they seem to pass through fog or thin smoke. Yeah, you can also show that. She reaches out, searching for anything solid. A wall, the ground, anything, but all she finds is empty space. I think this is worth a new shot now, because like the over-shoulder perspective with her reaching out to find stuff, I don't imagine it working that well. Do you have an idea for this?
Which part you said? Excuse me.
So right now we are in shot 1.3 where we are over shoulder. We see her shoulders move and we see her hands disappearing into the void, right? Like her trying to look at her hands, but
Yeah.
they disappear into the void. And then afterwards, she waves
reaches
them
out.
in front. Right, she reaches out, searching for anything. Yeah, and then says, "What is this? A dream? No, it feels real." Yeah, all of this. Like, do you imagine this happening in a specific shot? You already have something in front of in your mind.
I was thinking to do it. Yeah, but you said it's better to have it a separate shot, but still on the same camera angle from her shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure. Or behind, like close to her neck, and the camera comes a little bit down, so that we can show the kind of that she tries to reach out the walls.
The
Like
camera
anywhere.
goes down. Okay, let's try that. Boom. Okay, removing my ugly hands here. Okay, so so the camera coming down. You mean something like this?
Yeah, just something, and also far away a little bit, not too close to her neck.
Like this?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And then her hands are kind of like... Oh my god, I'm so bad at drawing.
It's
Her hands kind of like reaching out into the distance. Like this.
exactly.
Alright. Okay, so that would be next. So all of this is one continuous shot again. I'm down with that. I guess the reason I thought it would need a new shot is because when you already are telling that her hands are fading into the void, and then she's reaching out to grab something, I'm trying to like imagine how that would work, because the hands are fading out, they're not visible anymore.
Yeah.
So then they need to somehow fade back in so we can see her hands searching, right? So that's why I think it would need a new shot.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you have this in your mind right now, we can just also go ahead with this and just move to the next logical shot.
Yes, I think, yeah, but yeah, I still not sure about what I have in my mind, but I was thinking to just have the camera far away from the body and just shows that she's just moving around and trying to touch and touch the walls. I mean, just find out if there is a solid place.
So
Yeah.
I mean, like maybe like something like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, but behind the character. Exactly. Yes.
And then her hands would be like going left and right, trying to like
Exactly.
find something.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, let's... what is this? I'll just remove the hands. I think they're more confusing than helpful right now. So, hands... Or maybe actually I'll just do like some speed lines. So, to like show that her hands are moving around. Okay, shoulder lift. Okay, I'll do that as a new shot then. 01.04.
We're also using using the mouse to draw, so you shouldn't expect much.
Yeah. I do have a Wacom, but that's also a sad thing about like one thing I needed to confront because I switched to Linux now, and Linux doesn't have like super well built-in Wacom support. On Windows, I was able to use my Wacom for almost everything, but on Linux, I got like a vertical. Is it called vertical? Yeah, vertical mouse now to like have like something similar to a pen, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
Oh, okay.
as good.
Yeah, I have Linux too. Complicated working with it.
Yeah, I mean, I like most things about it, especially once you have everything set up and the programs that I use mostly, like Resolve and Blender, they work better on Linux and smoother and stuff. Yeah, there's just a little bit, not a little bit, but there's some getting used to to the new system.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we have that shot. His hands reaches out. Yeah, we can. I mean, you can do both. Like you can start with this shot, with the arms reaching out, and then continue that action in the next shot, right? Like cutting into a more wider perspective. Okay. She says something. This is... Oh, no, okay. Okay, next action. Her breathing quickens. She places a hand on her chest, feeling her heart pounding. Okay, this is very important to show, right?
Yeah.
So, showing her chest, we need to see
Yeah.
her hand on her chest. Did you have an idea for that?
That angle, camera angle, I think it's a good angle.
Ah, okay. This is... Yeah, but I have another idea. We could also... the camera... Yes, we could make something a bit more extreme by making this a wide angle lens, like 18 millimeters, and then like placing it like this a little bit with her head tilting down, maybe even more wide angle, like this, like her head looking down, maybe even tilt the camera. Then yeah, her head. Oh, what? Where's my drawing? Oh, I think I know why it is, because it's the 3D cursor. Yeah, here we go. So head looking down, and her hand, yeah, like on her chest here. What do you think?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah? Okay.
I should remember. I should remember what that means exactly.
Yeah, you definitely need to get in here and like write down all the detail and make a little bit nicer of pictures for the animatic. Okay, 0.5.
I will try to prepare the head as soon as possible so that we can work with that.
Yeah, that would already also be pretty cool. Hand on chest. Okay, let's put that in here. Okay, everything that's happening here. She places her hand on her chest, feeling her heart pounding. Voice over "Am I dead?" Action. A deep silence follows. The words echo in her mind. Her thoughts start to spiral. She hugs herself, suddenly feeling small. Yeah. Can you... Maybe you can explain to me how you imagine this visually, like if we are in this shot with her hand on her chest, like how do you imagine it continuing?
She can, I mean, when she puts her hands on her chest, we can start with that dialogue, like, am I dead? and like it gives silence for the words again. Yeah, and we just, I don't know, continue the scene that way, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mostly agree with you too. Pounding, especially, I think everything
And then
makes
when,
sense in this perspective. Also, with her hugging herself, suddenly feeling small. I think this feeling small, we need a different perspective.
exactly, yes. Till
Yes.
that moment, we stay in that shot, and then when she feels herself small, then we can start with another shot.
Yeah, yeah. Here's an idea. We could actually make one long camera move from like, yeah, we started down here. The camera moves like, yeah, like just up her body, and she's, while it's moving up, she's starting to hug herself, right?
Yeah.
Something like this. She's hugging
Mm.
herself. So this happens after that, and then the camera continues, because then her feeling small would actually work pretty well if we frame her like this, you know?
Exactly.
Like, and the camera could just like keep going. The camera could just like
Yeah,
keep going
that's right.
upwards, making her smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Okay, and also like maybe staying a little bit tilted. Yeah, okay, so you like, that's also kind of like how you imagined it.
Yes, yes,
Perfect.
exactly.
Nice, nice.
But about the last two shots, when you put the pictures, I want to know. So, is that the first picture more practical or the second one? Are we going to create the first picture or the second picture? I mean, at the camera angle.
Yeah, how I imagined it, how I explained it right now, was that it would be one long shot, right? Like starting in the first position, moving
Okay,
upwards with her hugging
I got
herself, and then just keep moving upwards.
Okay, yeah, okay, got it.
Okay. Camera move. You also have a camera move idea in here. The camera slowly begins to rotate around her in this subtle circular motion, like orbiting. As it rotates, the background distorts slightly, shadows stretching out or blur, giving a dizzying or dreamlike feeling. Character movement. She grabs her head with both hands and rubs her temples. Her knees bend slightly as if she's losing balance, but she catches herself. Stylistic animation ideas. Abstract shapes or flashes begin to form around her, swirling through the muted colors. Blues, grays. The background could briefly darken more pulse. The space around her ripples or contracts slightly, like a shockwave, just a soft wobble in the air. Objects, the rocks or light sources stretch in and out, like being pulled, then released and vanished. Slight fisheye effect, animate subtle wave-like motion in background, shadows or fog. At a short camera zoom in, out and synced with the pulse. As the pulse hits, a hand and close lift slightly, like from pressure. Okay, so what you wrote here is also really cool. It's a little bit different on what we have right now. Kind of like what I understood how you wrote it is, I guess we can start in something similar like this, and then like the camera pulls out and starts orbiting, and then basically like continuing this like orbiting and pulling out. Is that how you imagined it?
Yeah, that's also the one that first you mentioned. It was in the first time when I was writing the picture. I was thinking that way, but then when I edited it, I thought this way is even cooler.
Nice. Okay. I honestly feel like, because there's a lot of information that you wrote down here with a lot of cool visual ideas, and I honestly think you could do both. So here's my idea, my pitch. We basically keep moving outwards, right? Like, so she's getting smaller and smaller, and we see her from the top. And what you wrote in your description there with like those patterns and everything happening around her is like, yeah, it's happening around her. And then we basically, like, she's so small that we basically move to this position and start the orbiting back closer to her, but like very slowly, like orbiting around her, still showing those like cool abstract things around her. And then in the last moment, because we wrote here, it ripples, there's pulses, wave-like motion, a short camera zoom in and out, sync to the pulse. As the pulse hits, her hand close lifts slightly, like from the pressure. So I think this could be like a cool ending where like the orbit continues, and then with that last pulse, the camera basically like shoots forward towards her, and then stops, and that stop basically is like the air or like the energy, like making her clothes vibrate and what did you wrote? Lift slightly. Yes. What do you think about that?
I find it really interesting. I think it's gonna be, yeah, that way is definitely better. The first idea.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then we can write it down like that. Yeah, then let's do it as a new shot here. 0.1.6. Orbit. She. Let's call it far away. Orbit to. Push in. This is hard to describe in words, but let's just call it like that. Okay, so that means we start, yeah, like this, like very far, and you see, I guess that's just like, you can just like visualize some of the like ideas you wrote, like pulsating stuff around her. Let's just do it like that. Camera gets closer. I guess we can. Okay, I'm just gonna try. Let's see if the camera. How to draw like an orbit move for the camera. I guess kind of like this. Maybe. And also going inward a little bit. Afterwards, and then as the last step it would be basically like a super fast like push in, like crash in of the camera, super fast, with yeah, like energy wind picking up her clothes. Something like this, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. You like that idea? Should we keep it like this for now?
Yes. Do you think it's actually doable with the, I don't know, with Blender?
Yeah, I can imagine it pretty well right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have to say, like, in general, everything that you wrote in the script seems very doable to me. Like, I think, like we talked of already earlier, like, I think if you work on this for half a year, I think you will have a really nice version of this short film.
Very nice. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, let's see. Next up, we have this. Sounds, low rising hum or high-pitched ringing, layered in a monologue, whispers, overlapping voiceover. Is this death? Is it what comes after? Action, she takes a slow, unsteady breath, trying to calm herself, but the silence is overwhelming. You can animate the space around her tightening, like invisible walls closing in. Volume up. Low. Okay, so do you have a shot idea for this? Like after we crashed into her and the air kind of like picking at her clothes. After that, do you have an idea what shot we could use after that?
I don't know actually. Maybe like make some distinguish darkness, like darker and dark. I don't know how to explain. And then like the darker part will be the walls that walls come close to her and like making it tight to her.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way that we can just make the surroundings around her.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's doable to do like some like place that is dark and the walls are even darker.
Yeah. I mean, you can have from the very beginning of the short film, not everything being actually black, but kind of like tricking the viewer that like the lowest black you show from the beginning isn't actually black, so you can later on show something even darker. So you could do it that way.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do that. Camera angle wise, what are you thinking?
From the above,
Mhm.
just to show the surroundings that is darker and heighten the environment for her.
So kind of like this.
Yeah, but can we separate them? So I mean, can we make the like don't know which, I mean the walls? Can we just show something darker that comes close to her and make it tight?
Yeah, I mean kind of like little like shapes like moving towards her, right? Like this.
Yeah, yeah.
I honestly think that to like sell this feeling the best, I think it would work better if we see the depth of the room more. So if it was something like this, and then we like see lines in like the whole depth of the room coming closer to her, I think it would read a bit clearer from a perspective like this. What do you think?
Oh, that is also something. Yeah, I think I can imagine it that way too.
Okay, what do you prefer though?
Just to make it a little bit more scary, like by changing the camera angle a little bit, not too much.
Scary, like tilted is scary. It's like, oh no, it's tilted. We can also, I don't know, I think like having her off to the side always feels like also interesting, but I think if you want to show the world closing in on her, then having her in the center makes more sense. Wait, how does it look if we are from the front? I think for this shot, either like from the very side off from the back would probably feel best.
Yeah. I also think so. Yeah. This angle is better. Yes, better.
Okay, wait, I think... Oh yeah, the shot before we have is from the front, so I think switching all the way to the back could feel strange. So,
Yeah.
like, maybe a bit too disorientating, so maybe, like, going to the side would make more sense.
So this will be a new shot, right?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could theoretically also end in this shot and then have, like, those dark parts of the environment slowly appear and, like, move closer to her. That would also work. Would you prefer that?
Yeah, yeah. I was also thinking that they are kind of similar, so we can just leave it that way.
Okay, then let's get back into that position. Ah yeah, here we are, okay. So we are in this position and then the walls, like we just show walls kind of like closing in.
And maybe the camera moves backward and make it like she's the I don't know, the kind of the camera keeps moving backwards and she gets stuck among the dark walls, something like that.
I think since the shot that we had before was already like a push in, right? Like getting closer to her. Then like staying in the same shot and starting a pull out could feel strange if we don't have like a strong motivation for that to happen. So
Okay.
let's see again. Let's see what the script says. Okay, so we have this, and then a low rising hum or high pitched ringing, layered in a monologue, whispers. Voice, is this death? Is this what comes after? She takes a slow, steady breath, trying to calm herself, but the sound is overwhelming. You can animate space around her tightening, like invisible walls closing in. I mean, you can do it. It feels a little strange to me to start the pullout again, but maybe it will also work. It really depends on how, I think it really depends on how you make those shapes that get closer to her, how you make those disappear, how you make those appear. Like, it should probably feel like the camera is being pushed away by those shapes. Like as if there was no space for the camera to even be there anymore. Does that make sense to you? Media?
I'm sorry, my internet, but my internet, I had problem with my internet. Sorry, now it's okay, it's good.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm back.
Alright, no problem. So I said that I can imagine if you want to stay in this shot and start pull out again, I think you would need to animate the walls in a way like appearing and like coming in where it feels like the camera needs to get out because there's no space for the camera there. Like, yeah, it's I think it's a bit difficult, but maybe you'll find a way to do that if you want to go that direction.
Yeah, I can try. I can try to make it.
Okay, then yeah, then let's just stick with that for now, and
Yeah.
you'll test it out. Okay, and then I guess I'll move the camera a little bit out again. Do a little arrows here in the corners to like symbolize the camera moving out. Okay, to push in. Let's also call it like that. Away orbit to push in, to push out. all the moves in one shot.
That's actually, it's gonna be a long shot, right? Like a long shot with a lot of moving, camera moving.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think for the most part it makes sense that it's a long shot. Like I said earlier, I'm not sure if it should still stay in that shot when the mods are moving in, but if you feel that's right, then it's worth to test it out, I think.
Yeah. And also, I think during the, like, creating that movie, it's gonna be so many editing. So for now, I think it's good. All good.
Nice, nice. Okay, so then, what like background sound? Nothing. There's no sound. I always thought that after death, background action, she kneels, touching the ground beneath her. It's solid cold. Okay, that's interesting. So when she starts kneeling, what was your imagination there? Like, how did you, what kind of perspective did you imagine there?
Because we don't want to show the whole character. Yeah, I still don't know how, if we are going to show the whole character, I mean the whole body, or we're going to just show part of the body. I don't know. But I was thinking to just, because I was thinking that we're not going to show the whole body. The camera angle is still behind her shoulder, but I'm not sure. Because the whole time that I was editing it, I mean, rewrite the story and the shots, I was thinking that, okay, the character doesn't have the whole body. So maybe the camera can be still behind her shoulder and above, behind and above, near her neck. Yeah, what do you think?
I would like to ask more about what you mean with there's no whole body. Like, do you only wanted to show the head throughout the whole movie, or you mean only in the beginning, in the void, we don't see her body?
Yeah, in the beginning, and also I was thinking that, like, not showing just some very faded lines instead of like real pure body, like the screen that you're showing. I mean the character that you're showing right now. Yeah, I was thinking that it's just some fading lines. It's not a real body.
Yeah, yeah, that's a cool idea. But like at the end, when she's outside, you want to show the whole body, right?
Yeah, that part I can't do anything. I had to. I mean, I have to anyway create the body.
Okay, okay, now I understand. Okay, cool. Yeah.
But even when she's outside, even for that part, I was thinking to just show the surroundings and the environment, and like maybe her feet, and still staying from her like eyelids or behind her shoulder, that you know, not having the whole body, just to make it like I don't have to work so many to work on the many body movements. I don't know, what do you think? I think once it was first session that we talked about it, and you were also kind of saying that.
It's I can like how you explained right now. I can imagine it. I think it would also work. I guess I was just a bit thrown off. Like I was starting to think that you don't want to build a body at all, but it's more like you don't want to focus too much on showing the body, right? Like more like details like the feet and the head.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, and I can imagine that. I can see that.
Just to make it less work, you know, just to I don't know if it's gonna be less work or not, but yeah, I was thinking maybe
But
faster to create.
yeah, but it also feels like kind of the correct approach for the story, because then to like really focus on those,
More abstract.
yeah, it's more abstract and also focused on those like details with basically the interaction with her and the world, like the feet on the
Exactly.
ground and the eyes looking at the world. It could probably feel more connected to the character, like we're really experiencing the world from the perspective of the character and not so much from
Yeah,
the perspective of
exactly.
outside viewer. So
Exactly.
yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think you can go forward with that. Okay, so but oh yeah, I had an idea for this, for like a shot starting with her kneeling, touching the ground beneath her. It's cold. She presses her fingers against it, grounding herself. Maybe this is my punishment. Maybe I deserve this because of what I have done. Yeah, I think all of this I can imagine. Okay, so here's my pitch. So we end the previous shot with the walls closing in on her and the camera slowly pulling out. And this whole shot could end with actually the walls fully going over her, so the frame completely becoming black. And then the next shot I could imagine with her she kneels, touching the ground beneath her. I can imagine like a close-up of the ground and her knees and hands hitting the ground, and with that hit kind of like showing a little bit of a sound wave like traveling through the floor and through her, revealing a little bit more of her. So like starting a lot in darkness, but when her knees hit the ground, kind of like showing, revealing a little bit of the floor that's like a ground with that impact basically. And then
Yeah.
also her fingers going over the floor, touching, grounding herself. Yeah, that as a close-up of the ground and her knees and hands would work pretty well, I think.
That's a good idea.
Okay, nice.
And even we can just show some, I don't know if it's still a good idea or not, show some particles or like dust that when she hits the ground by kneeling.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let me draw this very, very crudely. This is gonna be terrible. Be prepared. So, actually I'm gonna do it without the feet because I don't think the feet will help at all. Okay, so, knees, foot, knee, and then it goes up to the body. The other one, foot, knee, up to the body, and then the hands. Oh, this is a terrible hand. I can still reframe, right? Oh no, I can't. Then hands, yeah, touching. Oh shit. Oh no, the hands touching the floor. Kind of like this. You know what I mean with this drawing?
Yeah, completely.
Nice, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be shot 1.7, knees on floor. Okay. Alright, cool. So we have that. Grounds herself with this punishment. Action, she shuts her eyes tightly as if she would, if that would make a difference. It doesn't. Okay, so that, then again the eyes. We need to show the eyes again.
Yeah, I can from the eyelids, behind the eyelids, maybe.
Uh-huh.
What do you think?
Like
And again, put the
looking-
camera behind the eyelids.
Yeah, like looking
I mean,
down at her
eyeball.
hands.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, nice, yeah. can imagine that also. Let's make this flat again. Flat, and then yeah, I
But
guess
here,
the
she doesn't see her hands. And I was thinking about just showing that she's shutting her eyes tightly, and she opens them,
yeah.
and we can show it from that camera angle, and then we go to that that real life clips.
Oh, that could be actually cool to like reveal, like when she blinks, like the moment
Exactly.
she opens the eyes, then behind the
Exactly.
eyes are the clips. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Okay, cool. So before she blinks, we see basically POV her hands touching the ground, right?
Yeah, that's also. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's do a new one.
And then she blinks. I mean, then she shuts her eyes tightly. We still stay in that shot, and then we go to that real life clips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that idea. Okay, eyelids close. Let's close. Boop, boop. Like that. Eyelids are closed, and then eyelids are open again, and then you basically reveal the footage, right? The memories.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That 10 frames that I'm gonna just record.
Memories. Okay, this says memories just for you to know.
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, cool. And to reveal the memories that way. Yeah, I think that's a really cool idea.
And then when we show the memories, maybe we just come outside of the. I don't know. It's just an idea. We come outside of the eyes. We just show we show it in the whole screen. What do you think?
Yeah, totally. I guess the easiest way would be to just, I guess like move through the eye opening, right? So the eyelids
Exactly.
are just
Yes.
getting bigger. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Should we do? I guess we can do one for that too. Yeah, like this. So we just have the memories. Yeah, just memories. Very important picture.
Yeah. But it really shows the details, and it's easier to imagine the shots.
Okay, we got that. POV. Nice. Okay, we shot the real life clips. Let's just do that as a shot, just to make sure that we have it in there. 9. Actually, yeah, I'll just do it as like one collected shot, so you can experiment with that however you like to, because I don't think. I think it is best for you just like to go out there and like shoot some ideas of these shots and experiment with it. I don't think we need to follow a strict plan for this.
Exactly.
Memories. Okay. This is just a sequence of live action memories. Okay. Voiceover protagonist. Is this hell? But there's no fire, no demons, just this endless nothingness. Really? Action, she stays still, defeated, letting the weight of it all sink in. The background begins to melt or blur slightly as if reality is bending A shadow of herself separates and walks away, leaving her frozen, her own reflection, invisible before, suddenly appears in front of her. Whispers echo, unintentional but heavy. Guilt, fear, voices from the past. A long shot. Okay, what did you imagine with this? This sounds a little bit like multiple shots to me right now.
I always say to myself that writing them, it's really easy, but how I'm going to make it, it's the difficult part. So,
Yeah, that's an important step.
Background begins to melt. Here, actually, it can be really a very nice shot. I mean, when the reality is bending and the background begins to melt. This is, I don't know how to make it, but if it just, I don't know,
Oh wait,
melting the
sorry,
background.
we actually forgot something. Like before that, you wrote down which I really liked. Overlay them as floating rectangles or irregular fragments in space around her, or project them onto invisible walls beside her, like she's inside a memory prison. Yeah, we should
Oh,
definitely do
that
this.
part, yeah,
Yeah.
that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the visual styling.
Should we call this memory prison? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Did I write it wrong? Memories prison. Okay. So what kind of, like, how would you want to show her in that memory prison?
Just show the whole frames that I recorded before, and just show it completely around her, like, I don't know, invisible walls, but they are projecting the memories. What's thinking about
Yeah.
that? I don't know.
Yeah. Do you want to show her like full frame, kind of like this, and then like just the memories around her, as if she's like lost in them? You know, like I think if we show
Yes.
her small, it would feel like she's lost in those memories.
Yes,
This?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then I guess you have
But
those like.
just separated walls. Not they shouldn't be connected exactly. Yeah.
Kind of like floating
Mm.
around her,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Prison. An idea that I had just now that I think could be cool is if we did a little bit of the opposite actually, like we did a super wide angle like close to her face, like just one eye like this, like very uncomfortable, and just like having those memories like on the other side, like all behind her and around her, like close. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's also nice. Yeah, that's also. Yeah, I don't have to focus. What can I do with the body? I don't have the body, so that's also a good idea.
Okay, cool. Put this here. I think this could. Maybe there's actually another perspective where we can do something similar. Like it could be interesting if you quickly cut between like different extreme angles like this. Like maybe even also her ear. What do you think?
One question unrelated to the animation. Is your name Calver?
That's my I guess my nickname, my artist name. My real name is
Oh, okay.
Calvin.
Ah, okay, okay. So is that okay to call you Calvin?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So I just wanted to say, I think I have to leave soon, just because I see my daughter in the camera that she's sitting up, and then again she's laying back, again she's sitting up, and I think I have to leave soon.
Yeah, no
But
problem. We can continue with this next time. Like you know what? Try this workflow that I showed you today yourself, like to finish the shot list. And if you have a first version of that, we can go through it together again and like yeah, add more detail, add more information. Like what I
you
would
mean the
really like.
head? Are you talking about the head that I'm creating?
No, I'm talking about the here on ClickUp, the shot list and
Oh, yeah, I know.
the reference images we're making. So I think yeah, I would
Okay.
like you to basically finish what we did today on your own.
Okay, okay.
And then what I would like to do with you together as the next step is like go through what you made and then also calculate and predict how much work each of these tasks is, and then we can like do like a timeline and see how much time you need to commit and when.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure, of course. Thank
Okay.
you so much. And also I sent you already the head that I created. It's not completely done, of course, but I can also work on that and then just draw the shots using the head that I created.
Yeah, for sure. I think a good way for you to go forward now is because I think these pre-production things like the animatic and the storyboard is very important. So I think you should just do like a little bit of the sculpting, a little bit of this. You know, like when you get a little bit burnt out or bored, or you don't know how to continue with your sculpt, just continue with the task list and the storyboard, and vice versa. You know, just like you can switch between those things.
I got it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Thank
Then-
you so much.
Yeah, for sure. Have a great night, and I'll see you soon
Thank
again.
you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
All right, everyone. Oh, if we've got a new person here in the chat, Jason. So, hi, I'm writing a novel and plan to provide visual images here and there for better visualization, so learning Blender for designing characters and environment from my story. So will joining this course will help me reach my goals? Aha, good question. Well, I think what I try to offer, which makes the Cover School special, is the like one-on-one mentorship in public live streams. Like I don't know how much you've seen of what I've done today, but I basically let my students, the people with the student membership, send me in all of their like projects and what they're working on, and then I'm going together through it with them and show them how they can improve it or how they can actually achieve what they want to. So it's very individual, you know, like when you tell me what you want to do and you show me where you are at right now, then I'll be able to show you the next steps on what you can do to achieve what you want to do. So yeah, you can always give it a shot. Like I've got a 7-day trial on Patreon for the student membership, so I could suggest you to honestly, this week I have a lot of time, so you can just like start it right now and send in what you're working on, and then yeah, I can help you to get where you want to be. That's the idea. But let me just quickly send you the link to that so you can just check it out. Here on the Discord server, on the welcome info, I have all kinds of links, and there's one here for the membership. Copy link. Here you go. Check it out. Give it a shot if you like. It's totally free for the first 7 days. And if you don't like it, just cancel it. Yeah, but with that, I will end the live stream for today. It was it was a very good time with Strax and Media. I hope all of you guys have a good time finishing your submissions for the World's Next Door challenge. And I will, head off now. Have a great day. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.